Well, welcome back to the reupholstering of these Mustang Fastback bucket seats. One of the things I wanted to show you here is when you get these, you kind of got to turn this fabric inside out here, and then make sure you put your rod down through the sleeves. There's only two on the base. Okay, and again, I just cut some old hangers. Okay. One of the things I did do here, because this seat was bad and I didn't want to pay the extra money, I probably should have, but this had a little split right there. So I had some backing from another project that I did. So I'm actually going to cut it and trim it along here, and lay that in there. I'm going to trim this bottom part off right here, if you can see that. Sorry. I'm going to trim this off and lay this right over top. That way I get a little more padding in that butt. But once you turn this inside out, then what you have to do is down inside here, if you can see down in this seam and along the side, there's a rod down there. So what you do is you take this rod and hog ring it to that rod. That lines them up, and plus it puts a little bit of more beef up into this area. So I'm going to start that process, and as soon as my wife gets back, we'll get you into the video a little bit. So that gives you a start. I don't know whether you can see down in there, but I've got the wire up on the top, the very end, and then I got the wire down here. So what I'm going to do is hog ring this together. See how it's pulling? And then you clamp that together. You see, what you have to do is bounce back and forth over here. Go from one side to the other side and keep coming back and forth as you hog ring these rods down in here. So come around this side a little bit. So I'm going to try to do another one right here for you. So I try to get a hold of the top loop, and then if you can see down in there, you got to get it all the way down in and get underneath that bottom one. And what that does, whoop, that slipped off. That slipped off, so you got to try it again. I caught something, but not the wire. Like I said, this is touch and go. A little bit difficult sometimes. I'm going to try to come back a little bit on this. But I try to hook that top one first, and then get down into the bottom, because it is very difficult. So you just kind of got to push down as hard as you can. Let's see if I get it this time. Nope, slipped off again. Go ahead, take it out. Got it that time. The bad thing is you can't see down in there. And that, because you can't see, it's kind of difficult. But like I said, you got to bounce back and forth from each side. And then plus I put that little extra padding in there. So that might make it a little more difficult. Let me go to this side now. Like I said, you need to go back and forth here. Get a hold of this. Let me look down in here and see where the rod is. Okay, I kind of got that. Let me see if I can get this down in here. Can't really see the other rod. Just try it right here. See if I got it. And clamp that thing together. Yeah, I think I got it. Then once you get a couple of those in, you can start to pull down your seam over the side. Make sure it's you got to be careful here, because these seams will tear. So you really got to be careful when you're pulling this down on the sides here. And they're actually going to come over the bottom here too. So otherwise those seams will tear. I'll try to get this one done over on this side. It's really tough here. careful getting it around this corner here. There we go. Seems like we got some of it down anyway. Down here. There we go. All right, we're going to go back up under there and try to get them in here again. And like I said, you have to keep bouncing back and forth on here now. Hooking this rod down. So you probably ought to have about 4 of them down through there. So, and like I said, it's hard to see sometimes. You kind of got to feel your way. Kind of got to feel your way in through this. You got to push hard. I'm not sure I got that one. Nope. I think I got that one. We've kind of stretched that over. You can see, kind of got it fastened down through here. Okay. And now what I'm doing is fastening this on the bottom here. Very difficult sometimes getting this around without tearing the seam. So when you're doing this, make sure you're careful there. As far as getting that seam done without tearing it. So you have to be very careful. But I've kind of already stretched a lot of that around. Now we're just fastening the upholstery down to the metal. And you can go the extra mile if you want. Last one I did spray all this. This time here I was just a little impatient. So don't beat me up too bad on that, because usually I spray all that, but sometimes you just get impatient and the weather wasn't good for us to be outside here in the south. So I just got impatient, that's all. But this here then gets strapped down here. You kind of got to push down a little bit and pull this here. That keeps it a little tighter. Kind of hard sometimes with 2 hands. Really do need some extra help if you can. Of course, I've got my wife on the camera, so she's my camera person today. But you just fasten this down. Fasten this down, and she's going to look a whole lot better than it did. I will tell you that much. Whole lot better than it did. She's got to look for those breaks in that metal. And like I said, fasten that down. Okay, I won't bore you with the rest of this, but this here, when you get to this part, this fastens up onto the springs. Okay, so give me a second and we'll come back and show you. Now you can kind of see the completed project. You have to tie this one down on here first with the hog rings, and then finish up wrapping these sides down. And if you can see right along here, this little rod, I say rod, but this little piece here, the fabric comes down, and tie that on there too. Let's take a look at the other side. This is another thing you got to make sure you get these in the right area. I just kind of clipped the end with a pair of tweezers like that and got that through. And then of course you got one on each side. But yeah, there's pretty much your finished product there. I think it turned out pretty good. Definitely looks better than it did. So listen, if I can do it, you can do it. I wish you would check out some of my other videos. If you are tuning into this, check out some of the reupholstering that we've done on the other car. But this here's been a whole lot better reupholstering. It's my second time, so it's very good. But check out some of the other restoration projects. We've got a Mustang Fastback in 1965 and 1966. 1968 is in progress right now. And then also we had a 55 pickup, Ford pickup. So check out some of those other videos, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, maybe subscribe, share it with a friend, click on the bell, and come back and visit with us again. Well, I wanted to show you the finished product here. Here's the seats. You can tell it's almost Thanksgiving here. And you can see just a little elbow grease and a little bit of Scotch-Brite. Actually, we'll clean those up a little bit, steel wool. But yeah, I think our reupholstering job come out all right. Grateful for my wife to allow me to be doing this in her dining room and living room. But yeah, I hope this video's helped you. And like I said, if it has, give it a thumbs up, give it a share or a comment, or even a subscription. Don't cost you anything. See you next time.